You're kicking it with the Christians. You're kicking it with the Christians. One marriage, two hustlers, it shows. We'll travel the globe in search of endless possibilities. You're kicking it with the Christians. Together we'll conquer it all. Take the highs with the lows, cause there's no losing with this energy. You're kicking it with the Christians.
Don't forget to follow us on all platforms.
What's up, YouTube?
What's up, baby?
Welcome back to another episode.
One marriage.
Two hustlers. Y'all already know.
The place where you come and get the information, education.
And the transformation.
Hey,
I'm adding that in.
For your life.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Did you write that down?
The place where you come to get the information. No. We gonna think about it, baby.
Run it back, y'all. Y'all, that's sad. Sounds like my part is transformation.
Sounds
the
good.
Information, the transformation necessary for your life.
And the education.
Yeah, you forgot it right. You
the information, the education, and the transformation for your life. Okay, I got you.
Yes, honey. That's where you get all those things here. So happy to have you guys. I love that you guys are here.
I love it. I love it for you guys.
I love that for me.
I love it for you guys that you guys are here.
I love it for you guys too.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So listen, man, we going into season 8. This is week number 11. We going into season 8. It's about to be crazy.
Yeah, we got some good stuff coming to YouTube. Y'all know YouTube is launching their new podcast platform. So we're super excited about being a part of that as well. Please make sure that you continue to share. We see y'all. We see the views going up. We see the subscribers going up from us being consistent. And so we're going to continue to do that through the next season. And so don't forget to share, like, and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time we drop. Today, I'm surprising my husband with this topic. We are going to dive into the business side of being married and the business side of being in a relationship. Right. And I say that to say, like, I talk to people a lot, and people are dating, some of them are in relationships, some of them are even married. But the business side is the most difficult side to talk about when they are talking with their significant other, right? Finances, talking about finances, talking about how things are going to go as far as the property we're going to acquire or what we're going to do. So I think it's just, and this is just me, and I want you to chime in on this, babe.
Okay.
Deciding whether you want to acquire things while you're dating or acquire them after you're married, because I think that's where then it gets serious and the business side really starts to come into play.
Well, if you do decide to acquire things while you're dating, you better make sure you put that paperwork in place, because this is the crazy part. It's like a mini prenup, but the hard part is if y'all both require a house, what do you do? And y'all ain't together no more. Do y'all sell it or do one person take it? That's when the paperwork has to be in place so that you can be like, hold on, this is what we have in writing. A lawyer done already sealed it. This is it, so it'll be no conflict.
Right.
And people you don't want to dive into stuff and you don't have no paperwork behind it.
Right. And I think, people downplay marriage, right? And I'm not saying that everybody should be married, right? Let's get that out there. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that people downplay it. And so because they downplay it, they feel like, oh, marriage is just a piece of paper. Gotcha. But no, I think it's God ordained it to be a certain way because he knew the struggles that we were going to have to face. He knew, the things that we were going to have to deal with. And so he ordained it to be a way of having that binded piece of paper that binds you together. But it means more than just, it's just a random piece of paper. It means more than that.
Come on.
And I think people truly start to see that when they get into relationships and they acquire assets without being married. and then maybe something happens, they break up, and there was nothing in place, they start to see the real struggle of having to deal with these real life issues.
That's crazy.
If you notice that when you buy a house together and you're not married, it's more difficult.
Yes.
It's more difficult. And we noticed that because we talked about doing it before we got married. We're like, oh, well, let's just go and do it. And then we figured out like, oh man, all this separate stuff we got to do. It was just a lot. It was much easier and a more of a seamless process for us to go through after we got married. And so I think we made the best decision for us. But when you start, if you are in a long-term relationship and you guys maybe haven't talked about marriage, it's not really on your mind, but you know that you guys are going to be together, I feel, and he said it too, that it's important because we got to be real here. We can't always just look at, oh, we're in love, he would never do that to me, she would never do that to me. We have to be real here. So I feel like it's very important to have something in place. So sit down with a lawyer, get some type of contract in writing or something in writing where you guys are saying, okay, this is what we're verbally agreeing on, because I think it makes it more complicated when you're not married. Now, when you're married, it can still be complicated if even though you have that piece of paper, it can be complicated sometimes because maybe it wasn't discussed like how things were going to go if something did happen. So I think that's where the conflict occurs, because then now we have to go to court and we have to deal with this. And so if a prenup works for you, that's great. But if you're like us and you're not really, like we've talked about it, like we're if something was to ever happen, it's like we both worked for this. So we would both get half of everything. We've already verbally agreed upon that. And if we trust our agreement.
And I got video to prove it.
Right.
Got video to prove it.
I'm on camera. Right. So that, and then if you don't feel comfortable, or if you're coming into a marriage and you're coming together and you both already have a lot of things, then that's when I think a prenup can be discussed. Like the people who already have kids, from previous relationships, they have houses from previous relationships, they have a large amount of income. Those are times where we got to put our business hat on.
You better.
Especially when you're coming together later in life.
You better.
Because we see that a lot. Like people are getting married now in their 40s and 50s. And that's okay. 60s. There's nothing wrong with that. So, but I think your business side of it, your mind has to look different. What do you think?
I really think that people need to really dive in and understand that if you don't, you have to work relationships like business. You have to work your marriage like a business, because let me tell you something. You get more serious when money's involved and it's a business. You put a strategy together. The problem is people don't put no strategy together. We just flying every day, living in the
I love him.
That don't make sense.
He would never do that to me.
But then when something happened, the first thing you say is, I should have,
woulda.
You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
Put the proper paperwork and procedures in place. And the love is all great, but at the end of the day, you better treat like a business.
Realistic. Be realistic.
Yes.
Be realistic, because guys, things do happen. Like anything could happen. That God forbid that you're with someone for a certain amount of years and they pass away, and you had nothing in writing. And you don't, and you're not
the
married.
State will take it.
You don't even have the wedding certificate in place because you're not married.
The state will take it.
The state can take it, but also they could have family, they could have kids, and these are the people that you got to deal with because nothing's in place. So that's why I say it's imperative in our book that we're coming out with. I don't want to say the name yet of our book, but we're going to talk about these things because I think these things need to be talked about, because these are conversations that people tiptoe around, right? We tiptoe around the heavy conversations, but these conversations need to happen in your relationships and in your marriages before you're moving forward. And moving forward and evolving, that means you're going to acquire things, you're going to grow. There's things you're going to be doing together.
Come on.
And so we want to make sure that business side is taken care of, and just being open and honest and transparent. But another thing is, I said this year, and I said this on my podcast, that we're going to stop downplaying marriage.
Yes.
Like, we're going to stop downplaying it. We're going to normalize there being healthy marriages out here. And healthy means that we've taken care of the business side, we taken care of the love side, and everything is taken care of. That's what being healthy is. Being healthy is not only being in love and being happy. We have to make sure that those things are in place for on the business side.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times people get wrapped up into the situation and don't understand that the situation takes education and motivation. So let me explain what I mean by that. It takes you being educated with what is it I'm doing every day with our business, which is our marriage, which is the way we handle situations, the way we handle kids. Some people quick a situation come up, they quick. I'm out. I'm not with this no more.
I'm not dealing with this.
Yes,
I don't have to deal with this.
They quick with that.
I'm outside.
They're outside with the rest of the bombs. Good luck.
But they quick to quit.
They quit. So when you understand that the longevity of life, listen, there was a statistic that came out, and it said that I think it was 71 or 73% of married people have 10 times more than single people. And I was like, what? But it's because the married people that are in the long-term marriage, they are working together. Mm-hmm. They are working together to build something extraordinary. The problem is some of you guys can't work out with your friends long. Some of you guys can't work out with your family members long. Some of y'all get into a relationship and soon you see a problem, you quit. Some of you guys are just natural quitters. You never allow yourself grace. You never allow yourself to go through some of the hard times. Listen, where there's hard times, listen, either going through the storm, you either in the storm or you coming out the storm. But there's a storm in your life. But how you dictate on how you deal with that storm is how the result's going to come and look like.
Come on, a whole word. But yeah, just stop going into things always expecting something from the other person is what I mean.
Come on.
Like we have these people who are out here dating and they're saying like, oh, well, there's no good men out here. There's no good women out here.
Come on.
Oh, these women are for the streets. These men are for the streets. This and that. Or, oh, men don't want to do this. Women don't want to do this these days. But it's like, if we all just make sure that we are putting out the energy,
come on,
and doing the things that we're putting out the energy we want to receive, and we're doing the things that we want to be done for us, it becomes easy for the other person to do what they have to do. So I think when I talk to children, I always say, take care of you. They always try to tell me about what somebody else doing. No, let's focus on what you did, right? Let's focus on what you're doing. And I think adults need to do that as well. It's like, stop telling me what's happening in somebody else's relationship or what happened to so-and-so and what's going on over here, and tell me what you're doing, right? Stop telling me what your partner's doing. Tell me what you're doing. So then we can assess that and we can address it and we can figure out how you need to move. They're going to get on board and do their part.
That's true.
And then we have the other person who says that they're being taken advantage of.
Come on.
They're being abused mentally. They're being abused verbally, maybe sometimes physically. These are things that's happening, but yet no moves are being made.
Come on.
On your part, right? We got to look at you too. Like, yes, of course, I don't condone violence. I don't condone people abusing people in any type of way. But what I'm saying is, we have to take accountability too and say, okay, if I feel like I can't get out this relationship, or if I feel like I'm trapped, I have to come up with a plan. I have to speak up. I have to tell somebody. I have to figure out if I'm going to leave here, it's not going to be at your hands. I'm going to leave here because I tried to get away and something happened. Like, it's easier said than done. But at some point, America and humans in general, we struggle with taking accountability for our actions. And so accountability means not forgetting about that business piece, not forgetting about the logistics, because we let love overwhelm us and take over, and we forget about the things that we need to be doing. We forget about taking accountability for our own actions. So that's kind of why I wanted to bring that up, is because this is like a conversation that's always being had, and it's like, if we would discuss those things while we're dating,
come on,
and in the beginning, before you get serious and before you get married, then we could prevent a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, because again, we already know preparation prevents poor performance. It's the 4 P's. When you prepare yourself, all right, it helps you see where you're going, and you understand that you are preventing yourself to get to perform poorly. And so one thing I always try to tell a lot of people is, listen, man, especially men, I said, the grass always look green on the other side, but just know it's still shit over there. It looks greener, but just know the things you got to deal with over there. So why don't you just water your grass where you at today, and seeing what comes out of that. The problem is your grass gets stains, your grass gets dirt. Instead of you trying to regrow it, you want to always just throw it out. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to go on the other side, you want to jump the fence on the other side, but you got to be locked into your goals. You got to be locked into your dreams. You got to be locked into the things that helps you get to where you're trying to go. Because one thing I experienced, man, in life is we all going to deal with something, man. And how you respond to it is going to be the end result to what you're going to receive.
Yeah.
So responding to it is cool. Again, I want to kind of dive into this. Right below is in the description. If you haven't signed up for the $10 a month, 33 cents a day membership site, click
this
the
is
link.
The content that we give back there, y'all. We give y'all a little taste today. I want to give y'all a little taste at the end of the season so that you know kind of what you missing out on. Usually, we are deep in the season. So yeah, but that's why I said my husband didn't know what topic I was going to talk about today. But yeah, I kind of want to dive into it. But yeah, go back there, go to our website and choose a package that works for you and go ahead and show your support so you can get more fire content.
Yeah, and some of the episodes we've been dropping back there is you got that paper?
Oh no,
don't worry about it.
I don't have
it. We talked about the different
ways of communicating.
Effective ways of communicating. We talked about that. We talked about the different relationship types,
right, and things you should be talking about while you're dating.
Yep.
Leading up to serious relationships and marriages,
deep conversations. Those are different things that we're talking about, and I think that's the content that a lot of people need. They need content that helps them push themselves to the next level,
right? Because we want to see you guys grow. We want to see you in healthy relationships. We want to see you in healthy marriages because it's possible, and I think we need to stop focusing on social media because we see, all married men cheat. All married men are in people's inboxes.
Crazy.
And this and that. And women are doing this and people don't know how to be wives anymore and this and that. Like there's still good people out here. There's still authentic people out here. And, I'm really playing with the idea of, because I don't feel like I'm an expert, but I feel like I can provide some guidance on how to be a millennial wife because I think people struggle with that. And I want to bring other wives that are, around in their late 20s and 30s and 40s on the platform to kind of have these discussions because we got to stop downplaying our marriages because there are some of us out here that are actually happy and we're doing this wife thing. We're doing the wife thing. We're doing the career thing.
Come on.
Like they're doing the motherhood thing. Like it's happening. And I want that to be a realistic goal. I don't want that to seem impossible for any young women who are watching or, little girls who are watching us. I don't want them to see social media and feel like being a wife and being a mother and having a career is not obtainable because it is. Or being a boss is not obtainable because if you're a boss, you're not feminine enough. You're not, you're not submissive. All these things are possible. We can do it all. We were created and designed to be that way.
Come on.
And so I think we need to shed light on that a little more.
And so as you diving in, and I kind of want to jump on that right there because as you diving into your life and you starting to understand like where you're going, how you trying to get there, who you connected to. You said something earlier, and I tell people this all the time. Look at yourself as a plug, okay? A plug, in order for something to work, it has to do what? It has to plug itself in, okay? When you plug something in, that gives you source, all right? So if you're walking around looking at yourself as a plug, I mean everything you plugging into is what you're reciprocating. So now you're gonna be guarded by who you around, who you plugging into. Man, this dude over here, you know, all he talking about is chicks. And all he talking about is cheating on his wife. I don't want to plug into that. This dude over here, he's talking about marriage. He's talking about spending time with his wife. He's talking about spending time with his kids. Oh man, I need to plug into that. You know, we have to look at ourselves as a plug. You know what I'm saying? Because anything you plug it into, you getting that source of power from. And so you over here saying, oh, I'm strong enough to talk to this man about hoes or women or whatever y'all want to call them. You know, I'm strong enough to talk to him, but you plugging yourself into that. So now he's doing what? He's giving you source. He's giving you feed to your mind, feed to your ideals. He's bringing you all these things that if you weren't even plugged into him, you wouldn't even been hearing. So you got to be guarded about those things.
Yeah, and I had to catch myself because I'm just a nice person sometimes. And then so that, you know, like people want to latch on to you. And I had a friend that I met when I was working. And, you know, she was married. You know, we were cool. We were talking a lot. Like, and he knows I really don't talk on the phone. We was talking like a lot because it was like COVID time. You know, a lot was going on. But once I started to get to know her and kind of how she was operating in her marriage and how they would operate, like, I'm the friend that's going to call you out when you're doing something wrong. And so I wasn't like rude about it, but it's just like, you know, that's not right. You know, you shouldn't be doing that because you are married. Like, there's just certain things you shouldn't do. And so because she got offended, she stopped talking to me. And that's okay. But it's like, I'm not going to let you continue to be connected to me. If those are the things you're going to do. Because I don't want to be connected to that type of energy. Because people automatically assume that because you're that way, that I'm that way. And that's not the case. And then I wouldn't, who am I? How am I going to say that I'm a mentor, I'm a role model, and I'm a good friend if I'm not giving you good advice?
Being authentic.
And I'm not being authentic. And I can't say that I love God if I'm not telling you that, hey, you're not meeting his expectations for a wife. Because that's not what he wants us to do. And that's not what we were designed to do. And so she just didn't agree with it. And that's okay. But I'm saying that to say, like, what he said was, like, it's who you connected to. Like, it could be harmless. Because to me, talking to her was harmless. But I knew I had to cut it off because it wasn't a positive energy. It wasn't something that was bringing value to me.
Ooh, that's good. That's why I say that. And I say it's okay to change friends that are not bringing value to you.
Right.
If they sucking life out of you and not giving you the value that you're looking for, sometimes it's good to just cut it. Just cut it. Say, listen, man, we've been friends for 20 years, 15, 5, whatever. Man, you know what? We just kind of outgrown each other.
Yeah. Because if you're not faithful to your husband, I don't want to be friends. That's just how I feel.
That's good.
Somebody might feel different, but I'm just saying how I feel. Like, if you're not faithful to your husband, you're not a good mom. You're not you're not really doing anything with your life. Like,
a good person overall.
I don't want to be, just good in general. Like, I don't want to be connected to you.
And I really tell people too. That's why when I go to barbershop, I see a lot of young men. I'm like, man, I'm trying to be. I like to be guarded. I like to be the person that they can come to and say, man, you know what? He might say something off the wall, but he's speaking real. Yeah. He's speaking into me. He's been a authentic, real person that's really educating me on what's real in manhood. Why manhood is so real. Why the decisions we make today will affect us the next 20 years. You know, and I try my best to say, when you plug into me, what's coming out is realness, authenticness, and positivity that's coming out of me. So, I mean, I just think, overall, you just got to be really lined up with your dreams and your goals. Because a lot of people, I'm realizing, they just living day to day. They're not even lined up with their goals and dreams.
Yeah, we have to strive to be the best version of ourselves.
Every
whether
day.
That's in a relationship or out of relationship. Like, always strive to be the best version of you or who you envision yourself to be. and never lose sight of that because of what somebody else is bringing to you, or the environment of people you're around. Like, stay focused on the task at hand. And if you have been in a long-term relationship, maybe you guys own a home, maybe what you're doing is working for you guys, that's great. But I just say this: make sure that the business side is taken care of. Like, I'm gonna always say that, because again, I want you to always do what's in the best interest of you, right? And that's taking care of those things is in the best interest of you, and in the best interest of your relationship in general.
So tell the people why they should subscribe to the next season. What we got coming for next season? Season number 8.
Fire conversations and content like this. We have more guests coming on that will be, here. You can kind of see what we're going on, kind of like the vibe that we're on and what we like to bring. Also, what else do we have coming up? We're going to be doing like a behind the scenes series, but you also have to be tapped into our platform to get access to that. Just because we want to shed more light on the business and the marriage side of things. Just so y'all can kind of see, what's going on behind the scenes with us, with our podcast, with our business, just kind of how we operate day to day. More trips are coming, more travel videos are coming. We're just trying to decide how we really want to do that part. But those things are coming in the upcoming season. So super excited about those things. Make sure you guys go tap in at www.onemarriage2hustlers.com/podcast so that you can go behind the scenes and support. Also, if you have not visited OM2H Creative Studios and you are in the Houston area, come check us out. We're located at 340 North Sam Houston Parkway, Houston, Texas, 77060, Suite A259. Monday through Friday, we're here pretty much all day, every day. So just hit us up. Let us know if you know someone who wants to start a podcast.
Come on.
We are dropping an ebook. We're dropping an ebook. We have a podcasting course.
Come on.
And then we also are going to have a podcasting mentorship that's dropping. So those things are coming. Tap in, guys. Tap in. We're not going to try to teach you about something that we don't know.
Come on.
All right. So we know it very well, and we want to make sure that we save you the hassle of trying to figure it out.
Spending
the hassle that we had.
Thousands of extra dollars.
So if you tap in with our ebook, our course, our mentorship, or you just get one of those things, that's fine. You're going to gain so much value, and it's going to save you so much time and so much hassle if you're really trying to start a podcast. I've seen a lot of you out there trying to start. You start, and then you quit, and then you start because you don't really know, and then you stop. So this is who this program is for. Our ebook is for those people who really need that help. They don't really know how to get started. You will be able to launch guaranteed in 30 days.
Easily.
All right. Easily. All right. Using the content there. Also, got one more thing.
A lot of announcements.
Go over to my podcast, guys. Allow Yourself Grace podcast on YouTube, and go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. And if you would like to listen to podcasts when you're in your car, I am on Spotify and Anchor. Go check it out.
Buzzsprout.
And Buzzsprout. And also YouTube is launching their podcast platform. So if you have subscribed to YouTube Music, you will be able to listen to podcasts on there as well.
Yep. Man, listen, man. She gave y'all church announcements, please.
Yes.
Church announcements. Everybody, hold on. Before we ask y'all for the tithe and the offering,
oh my God,
we need to make the church announcement.
Man, tell the people what's going on over there. Why Now Is Your Time podcast.
Man, Why Now Is Your Time is the #1 entrepreneur podcast in the world, man. We talk about extraordinary things, helping people design their life, create their brand, but most importantly, leave their legacy through their own information and products. Mentally, I got a goal of 100 people over the next 6 months coming to the podcast. It's happening. You know,
if you have sons or husbands, tell them to go over there and subscribe.
Yeah, if you got a son, a husband, or you just somebody who just catching a glimpse of this or listening to this, go to whynowisyourtime.com or just type in Why Now Is Your Time on all social media.
Yep.
And I promise you, you're going to find me motivating, educating, transformation, and helping people become the best version of themselves. Man.
How he gonna steal? Y'all see that? Y'all see what he did? He just gonna steal our stuff and put it over there. Lord help the people.
Put it over here.
It's all running together, y'all. It's all running together.
Listen, man. It's been a pleasure being a great servant to you guys.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure, coming up with new content for you guys. It's been a pleasure just giving you everything that we thought you guys need to be better. I hope you've been enjoying the new intro. We got another intro we created for the new vlogs. I mean, man, we going in. It's so much.
We're going up.
It's so much information that we dropped.
Y'all, yeah. I'm sorry, babe. I just cut you off.
Go.
Y'all too. I tap in and let us know how your first quarter went, because y'all know in the beginning when we were on YouTube this year, we were talking about goals. Let us know how your first quarter of this year went.
Come on.
It's not too late to revamp. It's not too late to get on track, make that vision board.
Come on.
And push through, because we still got 3 more quarters. I'm bad with math.
Yeah, you got 3
more quarters left.
9 more months.
In this year.
Come on.
For you to maximize your potential and figure out really what you want to do and get to it. Like, don't lay down yet. It's not time. We got to keep grinding. We still got work to do.
I'm gonna drop this quote and we out. Excuses are reasons for being useless. If you want to continue to be useless, keep giving us the same excuses, because we ain't giving you no excuses. We dropping podcasts, man.
We on the grind. Let's go, y'all. All right.
Hey, listen. Watch us like you watch TV. And I guarantee you'll watch your relationship and your financial and your bank account grow. We see you guys in the next video.
Peace.
You're kicking it with the Christians. You're kicking it with the Christians. One marriage, 2 hustlers, it shows. We'll travel the globe in search of endless possibility. You're kicking it with the Christians. Together we'll conquer it all. Take the highs with the lows, 'cause there's no losing with this energy. You're kicking it with the Christians.
Don't forget to follow us on all platforms.